Hi everyone. Today's video is about releasing and transmuting your demons. And why am I putting the your in between quotes? That is because it might seem like it is yours, like it is your limiting beliefs or your doubts or whatever it may be, but you might think and believe that it is yours, while that isn't really true. So for the people that don't know me yet, my name is Melody, and I am what I call myself and what people surrounding me call an energetic interpreter and an intergenerational trauma healer. I'm also doing it internationally. And what makes me competent to speak about this topic? Well, you don't have to listen to me at all, or you don't have to believe I have, all that it is to it. But you might want to consider, just listening to what I want to tell you, and just feel for yourself and do with it whatever you want, whatever feels good to you. And why? It is quite simple. In my previous video, I also talked about that. In this case, I am a natural. By that I mean, in my previous video I spoke about the art of manifesting. And this topic in that case is the same or quite familiar, because no one really actually taught me how I should be an energetic interpreter or an intergenerational trauma healer. It is something that I have been doing naturally all my life. And at some point when you're getting older, people want to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, and what kind of job you should take, or what kind of profession you should want to choose, or you should choose. And a lot of people think that they know better than you what you're good at, or what you're competent at, or what is the best path for you. And that happens to a lot of us, and it also happened to me. The thing is, when I started to retrain myself as a holistic coach, holistic masseur, etc., I more and more started to realize from that moment on that I am who I am, and it was confirmed all of a sudden, all the time. So it wasn't really that I actually learned a lot of new things. Yes, I did discover new things indeed, but most of what I experienced during these trainings, during that education, was remembering myself, or actually knowing who I am and what I have done and what I have been naturally all my life. So it was a remembrance. It was, I was reminded about what I have been doing all my life, and I had a lot of aha moments, like, oh, okay, so this is actually what I've done all my life. It has a name, it has a title, it has, people call it, call it names, different names, like, it is even like, what people call spirituality is just what I have always been, and that people call it spiritual. I was like, okay, interesting. So just being who I am is being spiritual. People also talk about holistic. I've lived my life holistically as much as I could, and as the circumstances led me throughout my entire life. I've done what people call Reiki or energetic healing. When I was younger, it was obvious to me. It was normal. It was natural. I even at some point when I was in high school and we did gymnastics, and there was someone that said, "Oh, I have an ache here after running." That I said, "Okay, come here," and I put my hands on it lovingly, and I just knew that it would go away, and it did right away. But to me, it was normal. I just sent her loving energy, and that was it. And there are many things that I wasn't aware of, actually, that others didn't do or knew or experienced the way that I did. I knew and I got acquainted with that a lot of other people have what they call mediumatic, how do you say it, gifts, or what they call paranormal, clairvoyance, clairsentience, audience, cognizance, whatever you want to call it. People have a lot of names for it, but many people have done it and have been it naturally their entire lives. But for some people, it is it was developed more than for others. And I didn't realize until very recently, actually, that I really do hear and see and experience things that are very, very obvious to me that others really don't see, hear, understand, and know about. But to me, it's so clear that I just see it, hear it, know it, just like I'm reading a book or just, communicating with someone. And the information that I get comes so clearly and so directly that it's almost like, having a conversation with someone that is sitting in front of me, like I'm doing with you guys at this moment. So it's I didn't realize that other people didn't see and hear it that clearly as I did. And especially the last couple of years, I have experienced a lot that people said, "Yeah, but Melody, you see it so very clearly in front of you. It's so obvious to you, but to us it isn't." And I was really like, "Huh?" I really didn't understand it. Because I thought that everyone, experienced it like I did. So, yeah, that is a bit of an experience of mine that I want to share with you, because now you also know why I experienced some kind of struggle the last couple of years, because people really didn't understand what I was talking about all the time. And I lately realized that I had to come out with, that particular title, or saying what I am doing more and more publicly, so people could understand and that they know that they can come to me for it. Because apparently there are a lot of people struggling with it, because they do hear things, they do experience things, they do see things, or they also have their experiences, but a lot of them don't really know how to go about it. And that is what a lot of people come to me for. But the thing is, a lot of the times they don't do it consciously. They don't even know that they come to me for that particular thing. And so that is why I'm telling you now that I really got to realize that I have to speak very directly about this. And again, as I said in previous videos, for a very long time it wasn't the right time yet, because people just couldn't receive it this directly from me as I am speaking about it now, and the way people can receive it now. There has happened a lot, especially the last 2.5 years, and that's what made people realize that they do need help with this, and that they do realize what it actually is that they need help with. Because for a long time, people were like, yeah, Melody, I don't need this thing with the overall well-being. Holistically, I'm taking good care of myself, I'm feeling well, and there's nothing that I need help with. So I like what you do, but I don't need it. I can do it myself. That's been said to me a lot of the times, but it's also been like that people afterwards a lot of the times came to me and said, actually, you were right. I'm sorry I didn't listen to you then, but you knew all along. I don't judge people for it. I let them experience what they want to experience. I share information with them, but when they don't want to hear it, or they don't want to listen, or they don't want to change their behavior, then there's nothing else that I can do. And it's free will, and I respect that. On the other hand, when people are really harming themselves, or it's always and others, when people are harming others, they're harming themselves as well, but a lot of people don't realize that. But when you're really when they're harming, when their behavior is really harmful, and I'm talking about daily behavior or very rigid behavior that they don't want to let go of, when it harms people, when it harms me, when it harms others that are innocent, then I very strictly draw boundaries. And that is one of the things that is very important in this topic, is that you draw boundaries. Because the energetic world and the physical world, as most people know it, there is actually no difference between the two. They're the same. And so it is also very important to know and realize how you draw your boundaries, not only in the physical world, but energetically as well, because it's the same. It's even so that a lot of that entities can show up and appear in physical body, in a human form. So that means that you might not recognize a demon or an entity, as we can also call it, because it is disguised in a form that is familiar to you. Okay, so how to go about this topic? As I also said in my previous video, it is very important to always align yourself with the highest good, with the divine, with what you can call God, the highest being, the creator, source, the universe, whatever you want to call it. It is your individual name you want to give it, and perhaps at some point you call it love, unconditional love, or at some point you call it the highest being, whatever. It can change all the time. As long as it is that, highest being to you, that is really very pure and harmless. That is the most important thing to know about it. So you can connect with that and align with it all the time, anytime you want, and it is good to make sure you're aligned with it constantly. You can also call it life, actually, life in its purest form. So that is very important to know. Okay, so I said that demons or entities can take forms that are familiar to you so that you don't recognize it. One of the things is that they do is that, as I said in the beginning of the video, that they really want to make you doubt yourself. They really want to make you feel have low energy, low feelings, and feeling of that you have to doubt yourself all the time, a low self-esteem, and they're saying things to you like, "Oh, you're never going to make it," or "You're not able to do that." So they're very absolute in things. So they're making you feel like trash, just because you are who you are, actually. In this video, I also really want to acknowledge the generation of the baby boomers. I've seen that a lot of you of that generation are put down very heavily, and that you're literally told that you're trash, that you're no good for anything, that you won't amount to anything, whatever, even that you're demons, that you're the devil, him or herself. That is very severe, and I really, really, really want to want you to let go of that, to throw it off the table, and to know I am who I am good as I am, and I'm just, erasing this whole stupid belief that was implanted in me right away and forever, here and now. It's very harmful, not only for yourself but for your environment as well, and it's also very harmful when it is, given through from generation to generation. But first of all, think about yourself, take good care of yourself, and say, it's over now. I'm done with it. these are my boundaries. I'm good as I am. I'm no evil, evil whatever. I'm good as I am. And God knows. The highest being knows. So never let yourself be taught or talked into anything that is gross, that is very ugly about you. Okay, so that said, so it wants to take you down. Not only your behavior, it's not like, sincere feedback. It's, or that someone else is, defending themselves as to why they are saying, well, this, what you're doing really hurts, and maybe you could, consider your behavior and how it's hurting me, or how it's, or others. No, it's really like downright, putting you down and making you feel awful about yourself because you're so evil. So that is one way they appear, and it could be any kind of. A lot of the times, it's authorities. It could be groups that are an authority, or individuals that that have an authority that people gave to them. It's not natural authority. That is very important to realize. There's a difference between natural, natural power and authority versus the authority that someone, takes, and that people also give them willingly out of fear, or, from a lower vibration, from a lower energy, from a lower viewpoint. And actually, it's a dynamic. It's slavery. When there's a very strong hierarchy, no natural hierarchy again, but when there's someone who's standing above and who's putting someone else down, or the one that is putting themselves down and putting the so-called authority on a pedestal, and behaving like I'm less than you are, and like a slave, etc. It's no healthy situation. It's very harmful for anyone, for everyone, and that is what's happening globally a lot. Actually, it has been like that for ages, and recently it really got severe again. So, what can you do about it? What is very important is that you get rid of your harmful behaviors, and you might not consider them as harmful behaviors yourself. You might not even recognize them, but things like all the things that you can consider unhealthy for yourself and for others are that kind of behavior. And that is, for example, smoking, using drugs, drinking a lot of alcohol. Actually, alcohol is something that entities attach to, because these behaviors bring you down in energy, bring you down in frequency, bring you down in vibration, and that is what entities like, what demons like. When you have low self-esteem, when you're feeling low about yourself and you're doubting yourself all the time, then they have something to jump upon, and then they can thwart you all the time and say and tell you how awful you are and how unworthy you are, etc., etc., etc. You know, and that is why it's very important to have a good self-esteem and to know who you are, to stand firmly on your both feet, and just know that you are good as the way you are, and to really, you know, then you also really have to take your responsibilities and, as I said before, align with the highest good as much as possible, so that you come from integrity, and that you're not hurting people deliberately. You know, you can also you can always, you know, make someone feel bad or sad or something because of something that you said or did that you didn't mean like that. But it's totally different when you're really, you know, deliberately hurting someone, putting someone down, and harming them, etc. So that is also very harmful behavior, to always want to put someone down. And again, I'm not talking about drawing your boundaries very firmly when others have crossed your boundaries all the time, and at some point then it also happens with me. It happened with me, especially the last years, as an adult, that people were crossing my boundaries like all the time, especially since I started for myself, and I really, you know, made this choice to really actively support people with their overall well-being, with their energetic well-being, etc., etc. When I started for this profession, to do it as a profession, because when I was younger, actually all my life, people came to me naturally and they shared their life stories with me. They asked me for advice, etc. Young people, but also elder people, really came to me for these deep conversations, for these, you know, for really connecting in a deeper way, and they really wanted to speak about the deeper meaning of life. Always, even when I was in a train or in a bus, or when I met people that I didn't know, it was always like that. They, you know, the mutual appreciation and talking about the real things of life. But people actually indeed also came with their life stories and their life questions. They just asked me. They asked me for advice. They came to me with their hardships, with their grief, with their, you know, with everything, actually. And since I started to make my profession of it, I started to be tested more and more, and people being very nasty to me like never before, actually. But it also gave me the opportunity to really, you know, really stay firm in my core and setting my boundaries, and to, you know, to really express this knowing from inside that, you know, I also that I won't be harmed, because, you know, I'm speaking very openly now about this topic. It is because I know I just can do that because, you know, the entities or the demons also know that I am no how to say it? I'm no enemy. I I have compassion for the lower energies, which doesn't mean that I respect them. It's a total different thing. Again, I'm not putting them on a pedestal. I'm not respecting them. I'm not doing as if they have an authority that I should respect. I don't. And it's also what they don't want. They don't want me to respect them because they know who I am and they know who they are and where they stand. So they don't want me to respect them. They want compassion. They want to be acknowledged. I do acknowledge them. And when I do, they can be set free, they can be released, and then also transmuted. But a lot of the times, they don't want that right away because they are afraid as well. They are afraid, they are scared that they will indeed disappear and that they will be nowhere. The funny thing is, a lot of the times, partners or men that were in my life that I was with or that wanted to be with me, actually, and I am sure that most of them weren't conscious about it, but a lot of the times, not only men, but it's that is a very clear form of how it comes to me, but also other people, a lot of the times they bring their stuff to me to be healed. They bring their entities with them. They bring their baggage with them so I can heal it. And again, a lot of the times, most of the times, they're not aware of it. I have had feedback, though, of some of them that they really experienced that there was something about me that they really felt like I was doing things that they hadn't experienced before. So some of them know and experienced it very consciously, but a lot of them don't even know that they're coming to me with their entities, so I can heal it and transmute it for them. There are also a lot of other people that aren't aware of them bringing these entities with them to me, so I can release them, transmute them, and heal it. And there are also, another way that these entities work is by, feeling very, fierce about themselves. Like, I know everything and you don't know anything. And they're always denying. They're denying, denying. And a lot of the times they're also lying all the time. But the denying of the facts, the denying of the truth is also something that happens a lot. So they want to keep you unaware. They want to keep you unconscious. That is a very important thing about what they do. But when you are aware, when you're conscious, and when you're taking good care of yourself, and you're letting go of all these behaviors more and more, then at some point your frequency will rise all the time, and then they won't be able to make you believe these things anymore, because you just know, you see right through it, you hear right through it, and you just know that they're these stupid games. So it can't come to you anymore. It can't hurt you anymore. It can't stick on you anymore, and you won't believe it anymore. It is something that is important. You really have to train it. And it is possible when you're not a natural. Even I had to train myself. You know, there are also, you know, the good beings that also can assist you in this. And I'm thanking them right now because I call it my energetic team all the time. Together with my partner, we're calling it our energetic team. And they can also assist you in this process. And if you want to know how you can do that, you can also ask me. You can ask us. We're happy to help you with this if you need help with this, because it can be a tricky thing. It is also very important that you don't, you know, mix the two. That you think that you have a good being helping you and supporting you, and while deliberately hurting others or something, then it's definitely no good being. Then it's also an entity that is, you know, that is making you believe that it comes from a good place and that you have to listen to it, and that it knows best for you what is good for you. So it is always very important to have the behavior that, you know, aligns with the highest good for yourself and others. It's always and never or. It might be that people are being hurt in the process because they have their own will. It's not free will, like people call it. It is no free will. But they have their own will, or these entities tell them. And when they want to stay in that space, in that place, then let them accept it, respect it, and it's their choice. You can do nothing else than your best and give a helping hand, but if they refuse, if they don't want to, and if they don't want to see it themselves and look at it, or they're denying it all the time, or they don't want to change their behaviors for the good, then it's their problem. And when they get hurt, then it's just what it is. And you have to go on, because you know you have to live your life and build your life the way it was meant. So respect yourself, take good care of yourself, and just, you know, anticipate, be flexible in life, and refrain yourself from the harmful and bad habits. Another habit that is harmful is, what comes to me now is using a lot of medication, drugs, it is called as well. Medication for anything. Oh, I have a headache, a pill in your mouth. Oh, I have this, oh, I have that. And, you know, no offense to the doctors, medical, and the medical world, or etc., but it's gotten really out of hand, and they say you should take a medicine for this, and take a medicine for that, and take a medicine for this, and that, and that, and that. And to them, it is quite a good thing, because they think it's a good thing for them, but they think they get what they want with it, that they get they get all this luxury because all these people are buying these medicines and they need it, and they get dependent on it. So it's you know, they think they can how to say it, that they can gain money with it, and that money will make them rich. That when they're rich, they have authority, and they, you know, whatever they make themselves believe. they really make themselves believe, or these entities, these demons, make them believe that they then will have, that they will have anything, everything they desire, and that it is a good thing, but it isn't. And a lot of doctors, a lot of medical people don't realize what is happening actually. They don't know anymore that there are other ways to heal themselves and other people. And people forgot how they can heal themselves by living a healthy life in a preventive way. And there is no competition in this. People don't lose their jobs, or they don't get poor just because they can't hurt or harm others anymore. Either doing it consciously, it's not conscious of course, but either doing it deliberately or not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When it isn't good for themselves and others, it just isn't. There's no way about it. There's no way to go around it, and it's just what it is. But there are other ways, there are other jobs, there are other professions, or you can change things for the better for everyone, for anyone. It's the same with food, with nutrition. Everyone can benefit. There's no scarcity. There's only abundance. But people don't want to see it. They only focus on scarcity, or a lot of people only focus on scarcity. And you should have done this, and you should have done that, and you should do this, and you should do that, because there's scarcity everywhere, anywhere. But it isn't true. They make themselves believe, or these lower energies, these entities, these demons make them believe. What actually are demons? Most of the time, it is, the way I describe it, it is suppressed feelings, suppressed emotions, suppressed themes in their lives. What people make taboos of. It's grief, it's sadness, it's anger that is put down and pushed away, that people don't talk about. It's shame, is these lower energies that people, want to, put away, so that they say it isn't there, but it is. Again, if you don't see it, it doesn't mean that it isn't there. When you don't hear it, it doesn't mean that it isn't there. It is. So you should acknowledge it and just, acknowledge that it is there. And then it can heal. Then you can work on it, and then it can heal. You can do that together. But when you push these feelings and this information that your body, your energetic being, your being is giving you, the warning signs, I'm not doing well, please listen to me, I want to tell you this so it can be healed. When you push that away, it later comes out misformed, and eventually it will become a monster, I always say. So these monsters, you can also call them demons. And when these demons are collective, caused by the collective consciousness, it's no consciousness at all, but when it's caused by the collective, then it can be very severe. These energies can have hosts. People can host these lower energies. For example, as I said before, because of these harmful behaviors, these non-beneficial behaviors, and also by, I'm just going to say it, by consuming death. My partner and I have been vegan for quite a while, and the main reason for us to be vegan is because of the frequency. Energetically, when you are consuming fear, anxiety, death, etc., it's low energy, low vibration, low frequency. It's as simple as that. And anyone can say anything about it. I don't care. I don't judge anyone. But it's the truth. It is truth. And you don't have to agree with me. And I'm not forcing you to stop consuming other life forms that have hurt a lot, and that have pain, that have had pain and anxiety. There are people that say, well, I'm taking the energy of the animal inside me, and that's a good thing, but they don't realize that there has been a lot of angst, anxiety, stress, etc. And what does stress do to your body, to your physical body, to your energetic body, to your spirit? You know yourself. And next to that, we just don't want to harm other beings. We don't have to consume other beings that have feelings too, to be healthy and fit and vital and happy, etc. On the contrary, and there by now many people know that, and everyone could know it. And again, I'm not judging anyone. I have been taught, all of us have been taught, generations have been taught that we need meat, that we need to consume animals because it feeds us, because it is healthy. There's a lot of propaganda about it. It is what it is. I a lot of the times wish that I would have been vegan my entire life. I don't blame my parents for it at all. They were taught that it is a good thing as well, and their parents, etc., etc., etc. And but the more and more you let go of these beliefs, this also attracts a lot of entities, dead vibrations, lower energies. When you're constantly eating and consuming that, it really literally gets into your DNA. So that is what attracts lower energies, lower vibrations. And even if you're on a high vibration yourself, your intrinsic being is a high vibration, a high frequency, then still you're lowering yourself, and then these entities can attach to you. There are many active ways that you can release entities and transmute them and heal this. And if you really want to know more about this and want to dive deeper into this, I really want to ask you to contact me. Or you can also book a free exploration or strategy session with me, and then we can really go deeper into this matter if this is really what you want. Because this is something that I really can't share with you guys through one video or several videos. It is something that we really have to do together, and it can be one-on-one or in groups, but it should be done directly, or when you need help, when you want this, in another way than via video. And a lot of you can perhaps already take a lot out of this video as well, and other videos, and I'm really happy for you. And when you really feel like, yes, I really want to go further with this, then you can always contact me or my partner or the both of us, and I will put the information together with this video. So I hope this video was really of service and of benefit to you all, and that you perhaps, that you recognize things, and that you were like, oh, so that's it, and I can really, go on with this, and it really helps me, and I can really heal things myself as well, or together with your environment, the people that you want to share this with, and otherwise you know how to find us. I'm definitely going to make more videos about this topic as well, and other topics that are really helpful in this. And this is a video that I really felt like I had to do first, because I realized that there are a lot of people coming to me. It was like that before when I was younger, but lately as well, that come to me with questions about, connection, life questions about connection with your environment, connection with other beings, and how do you keep this connection strong. And I really experienced the need of a lot of people, a lot of beings that want to connect with other human beings, with animals, with life, with all that is. And when I was younger, people also said, you should really counsel on relationships and partnership and love and friendships, etc. And it has been a very long time, but I now indeed felt like people are really literally asking questions that concern this theme. So you will also, I will also speak about that topic as well in the next videos. So what I realized was, okay, this theme that people ask me questions about is actually about friendship and about relationships, about interaction with other beings. So that is, I really find it very wonderful, the questions that I receive from others. And I really felt like I had to do this first before we dive into these topics. And so you can really work with this, and then we go to the next level. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you very much for attending. Thank you for all the beings, the good beings surrounding us. And I even thank the lower energies and for coming here because they wanted to be here as well to be healed and transmuted. I feel it. I feel you guys. It's not per se literally directly surrounding me, but I feel, also the energies that are attending and watching or listening that also wanted to be healed. So guys, now you know. Now you know what I'm doing and what I have been doing all my life and for years, and actually kind of 24/7. A lot of people don't realize it, don't know it, but I'm not doing this individually only. I'm doing this globally. I'm doing this internationally, as I said in the beginning of the video. And I know I'm not the only one. There are others as well. But I really thought you should know this, because then a lot of people know more directly what they can come to me for and with. And I really am happy to welcome you guys if you really sincerely want this to be healed. Okay, so I wish you all the best, a good health, good well-being, and good energy, and until next time. Bye-bye.